Guys, Orji Kalu has threatened to arrest the people of Ohaofia after they came out protesting against him. That he has gone in the Senate. He's now a two-term Senate member, but he hasn't done anything for them. And they were daring him that he should dare not visit them again. So, guys, and you are going to listen to how Aisha Yusuf has reacted to that. But guess what? This is the headline that's been making round on the social media as terrorists released a video showing hundreds of persons that were kidnapped in Kwara, including children. Majority of them are children. While Tinubu went to Kebbi to go and, watch a festival, Nigeria is gone. I mean, now see what this headline said. The Boko Haram people were spotted in the video saying this. Boko Haram parades 176 persons kidnapped in Kwara, including kids, and accuse the government of propaganda. Your government is lying to Nigerians and the whole world by claiming only 20 was kidnapped. See them, they are more than 100. That is what Boko Haram is saying. So guys, this country is gone. I mean, this country is gone. Now, this person here is a terrorist. They released video of 100 captured citizens of the country. You claim to govern. Tinubu, they go catch fish. The useless man did go swallow all of honor. So guys, Tinubu was seen in this traditional cultural event in Kebbi State. Just for political reason, people are in terrorist den. Many Nigerians are in the forest, but Tinubu prefers to go to, to festive program because of politics. I mean, because of politics. You see all the killings since he returned from Turkey. Tinubu has not there it's necessary to even come out on the media to talk to Nigerians. This is the same person who protested against Jonathan's regime, saying Jonathan should resign. He cannot protect the citizens. He dealt Jonathan. They dealt with Jonathan. They called him names. They disgraced him. They did all kinds of things to him. But look at Tinubu today. Terrorists came and kidnapped children, and they are all in the den of these people. And it's as if nothing happened. I mean, everybody is going about his normal business. See, this country has fallen. I mean, this country is gone. Now, see this headline here. It says, bandits have killed no fewer than 23 farmers in a series of attacks in Tugan, Makeri, Konsoko, the Pisa community in Niger State. 32 farmers, 32. You know how they operate. They collect levies and all that, and you dare not argue with them. Who knows if these farmers argued with them and they decided to kill 32 of them. Tinubu is busy attending a cultural festival. So guys, this country, when you keep having leaders, anyway, now he knows Nigerians didn't vote for him. Only Mahmoud knows how he became president. But see how Nigerians are left at the mercy of terrorists all over the places. Anyway, guys, I'm going to allow you to take a look at these videos for yourself and hear how the Boko Haram people were interviewing those people that they kidnapped. These Fulani terrorists, they were interviewing them just for you to know what is happening in the country. Anyway, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification for more. Thank you.
Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulullah. Da dai waɗannan mutanen su ne wanda aka kama su a Woro. To yanzu za ku ji yanayin inda aka kama su da kuma yanayin yawan nasu a bakin su. Ya ana aka kama ku? Wace karamar hukuma? Wace jiha ce?
Kwara State.
Kefa, a ina aka kama ku? Wace karamar hukuma?
Local government.
Wace jiha?
Kwara State.
Nawa ne adadin naku?
176.
Kefa ma mai jan riga, a ina ka kamo ku? Wace karamar hukuma ne?
Local government Kayama.
A wace jiha ne?
Kwara State.
To kun dai ji adadin naku fa?
176.
To kun ji dai gashi gwamnatin naku ta kafurci da ta kariya ga tana tayiwa mutane kariya, ku ba ku wuce 30 ba ko 20 da wani abu.
Shoot! Descend you! Okacha! It's okay, don't worry, it's okay.
Hello everyone. Is it Ohaofia? Ohaofia youths are not, in short, they are angry. The way this whole thing is going, I won't be surprised that Orji Kalu cannot even rig his way back into that Senate again. As in, you know, Ohaofia youth, Abia people are so angry with him because of the way, of course, he has been on the case of, you know, Alex Oti. And for me, I just love what Abia people are doing. They have been shortchanged for over 20-something years of democracy. Before 24 years of democracy, before they finally got a governor that has their interests at heart and is actually doing things. And many people have gone on, you know, to Abia State. I was never in Abia State before Alex Oti. I think Abia State was the only state that I had not been into until last year, if I'm not mistaken. And I finally went there. I think I've been to all the states, you know, in Nigeria, and I went there. So I saw as if I really did a whole tour. I can't tell you how Abia looked before Alex Oti and after Alex Oti, but I know there are a lot of people who have spoken of how Abia used to look before Alex Oti and how Abia is looking at now. And you see a lot of people giving, you know, good commendation to what Governor Alex Oti is doing. So therefore, it then means that if Governor Alex Oti is doing all of these things, you know, he's doing something great for the people. And then you have this politician, especially the number 7 man, I be number what man that number 7 man, there's always number 7 position, number 7 man in the country. They've been on Alex Oti's case as if, you know, they want to remove him. They are saying that Abia State is going to be APC, blah blah blah, ha ha ha, he ho ho ho. Anyways, Ohaofia youths, they had it, it don't reach them for here, and they just say, and this person Obiasogu David put out this video. He said, I've just seen this video of Ohaofia youths protesting against Senator Orji Kalu and chanting, "We don't need you again." This is coming a few days after Abia North women protested against Orji, chanting death against him. I hope they make good on their threat, according to him. But you see, they say they don't want again, and that's the thing. It's a powerful message. People might think that, oh, these politicians are getting away with everything, whatever. But people are also getting extremely frustrated and extremely, you know, angry in the way things are going. And so let me just leave you here to watch this particular video.
Tension rose today along Secretariat Road in New Zone 9, Ohaofia, as dozens of youths from Ohaofia staged a protest over what they described as persistent political interference in their community, carrying placards with bold inscriptions reading, "OUK, leave Ohaofia alone." The protesters marched through the area, chanting and calling on former Abia State Governor Orji Kalu to stay away from what they say are the internal political affairs of Ohaofia.
My name is Udoka Logoro from Ohaofia. We said we don't need Orji Kalu again in Ohaofia. He has not done anything for us. No road, no water. We are suffering. We have everything. We have no light. Ohaofia youth as a whole, we are saying that all you guys should leave us alone. Let him stop using us. We don't need him. Get Ohaofia fun. Take a block, do bridge. That bridge we do. Don't spell finish. We don't want to see Orji in Ohaofia again.
We are here in protest against the petition wrote against Ohaofia youth, labeling Ohaofia youth IPOB members. We don't need him again.
As of the time of this report, there has been no official response from Orji Kalu.
So, after that whole video that you saw, right, the people coming out to protest and all of that, guess what happened? I'm very cool. Senator Orji Kalu decided that he was going to petition the Nigerian police against Ohaofia youth that were protesting against him. The police then summoned the youth and tried to lock them in a cell, but the youths revolted. The police shot tear gas to disperse them. This Obiasa Wusani say trouble for Kalu. I'm going to show you a video, but before I go, it's to tell you that a whole lot is happening, no? A whole lot is happening. Maybe what I will do is I will just show you the video at the end of this video, this particular video, where the youth are saying, "Oh yeah, bring it on." we come and shoot us if you want to shoot us, do all of that. This is a message to any politician that is thinking. Nigerian people have had it here. They're very angry. And for those who think that, oh, it's going to be 2027 is going to be business as usual, because some people feel that, oh no, they have the monopoly of violence, or they have one thing or the other. I tell you, it's going to shock them like no man's business. It's going to be something that really takes them, unawares in the way that things will go. These are people who are showing their frustration. And one of the things for me that I see, I think these politicians that we have, they are not reading the room. Either they are not reading the room, or they don't have capacity to read the room. This was the same thing that 2023 was all about, where they refused to read the room. But this time, citizens are saying, look, last time you rigged us out, this time we are waiting for that rigging. And I'll give you an example with what happened, in the match that happened. I think it was Morocco and Senegal that had that final, I don't know, is it Morocco and Senegal again? That had that final African Nation Cup. You saw what happened. Morocco did anyhow. They did that anyhowness with Nigeria. When Nigerians play semi-final with them, we're thinking, oh, we're going in, we're just playing gentlemanly, whatever. But the way they behaved, being underhanded and stuff like that, it gave the Senegalese, when they saw them, they were like, okay, we've seen what you've done there. Now we are going to come. And it was all war out. And that's what 2027 is going to be about. 2023 election was Nigeria versus Morocco. 2027 election is going to be, Senegal versus Morocco. And you saw that thing. Anything that they are bringing, they will end up seeing it exactly the way that it's meant for them to see. So I'm calling on all Nigerians, you understand? No dull, stand your ground on this one. It is time for Nigeria to win. Nigeria has been on the receiving end for too long. This time is the time for every one of us to be able to say, hey, we won't allow any howness, to continue to happen the way that they were saying. So I'm going to leave you here and just take a look at this video.
Now they see shoot. Listen you. Okacha. It's okay. Don't worry, it's okay.
Bismillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulullah. Da dai waɗannan mutanen su ne wanda aka kama su a Woro. To yanzu za ku ji yanayin inda aka kama su da kuma yanayin yawan nasu a bakin su. Ya ana aka kama ku? Wace karamar hukuma? Wace jiha ce?
Kwara State.
Kefa, a ina aka kama ku? Wace karamar hukuma?
Local government.
Wace jiha?
Kwara State.
Nawa ne adadin naku?
176.
Kefa ma mai jan riga. A ina aka kamo ku?
Waro.
Wace karamar hukuma ne?
Local government Kayama.
A wace jiha ne?
Kwara State.
To kun dai ji adadin naku fa?
176.
To kun ji dai gashi gwamnatin naku ta kafurci da ta kariya ga tana taya mutane kariya, ku ba ku wuce 30 ba ko 20 da wani abu.
So this is where Nigeria have gotten to. If you see the way these governments take the campaign for 2027 election, you go see say Nigeria they safe. Anybody where they look Nigeria from abroad, where they look Nigeria from another country, go say, oh, Nigeria is so safe. The way the government focus on the election, the presidential election, you go to see everything good. Now, those are the people that were kidnapped in Kwara State. Those are victims of the Kwara State kidnap. Boko Haram parade people where they kidnap to the world. Do you know the reason why Boko Haram did this? Watch to the end of the video if you understand how, sir. He asked them, how many are you guys here? They said over 100 and something persons. Then he went on, the person recording the video, he went on to say, oh, and your governments are busy lying. Now you people are not up to 50. So the reason why Boko Haram do this thing now, it won't show Nigerian government say you are a liar. We carry more than the people that you are telling the public. Boko Haram don't get the mind to think they do this thing for Nigeria. Meanwhile, the people where we say they're supposed to protect the people are focused 100% on the election. No wonder why I no see city boy movement for Kwara State. City girls, when I no get zonal coordinator for Kwara, more really know what they go, more really know what they go on them. When I put coordinator for them, now more really see how they be. Kwara State don't they turn Bronu. It started like this. Till today, Bronu never get peace. It don't turn normal thing for there. It started like this. Chibok girls, boom! They carry Chibok girls go. Chibok girls, they can't turn normal thing. They come back, they carry boys. They come back, they carry mothers. Kwara State, slowly. They start from church. CSC church. Boom, 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 boom. That one pass. They do again. Now they go one community, they burn the community. That one be as if nothing happened. That's how they look that time. I just keep quiet. They pack people. Now see mothers and children in the video. See mothers and children. They feel they won't feed them well. And some of them now, those people will knock them. First for entry. Plenty of those small girls now. And we get government for Nigeria. But what's in the government they do now? Now election just full everywhere. Nothing concern anybody. Oh. And you were not in Nigeria now. Where you go to see this thing now? You go feel say, okay, Nigeria, they okay. Everywhere good. The people are living well. The people are okay. There's security. There's everything. The way these people focus their energy on the campaign. Again, I ask, who will be the coordinator for City Girls Movement for Kwara State? I mean, no girls for there. Now, only states where they peaceful when I get coordinator. States where no what when I get coordinator. Kwara State as slowly, gently. They don't turn Brunu. Inside 36 states, more than 10 states. Look around, don't chop on. They don't collect on. Benue, insecurity, Edo, terrorism and kidnapping, Kwara, the newest big boys on the list. Now then they did big boys don't they don't take over that place. There's Jos, there's Zamfara, there's Katsina, there's Bronu, sometimes Kaduna, sometimes Nasarawa, sometimes Taraba. May God help us. That's all I can say. My only plea is that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Minister of Defense. Now, to the Minister of Defense, honestly, since you came in, a different talk with just the year left, right, and center. We are going to do this, we are going to do that. We are going to do this, we are going to do that. No working. We are going to give terrorists a run. No working. No working. The way I believe in you now, I don't even feel talk anymore. I don't know what's going on. It was 100% in my brain that when you become the Minister of Defense, everywhere, I don't go hear anything terrorism again. I sat down inside my house, doing sacrifice and praying that you become the Minister of Defense. There you are. Solve Kwara problem, sir. Minister of Defense, solve Kwara's problem. Please, sir. If not beg you once, we they beg you. You are the Minister of Defense, sir. Please, please. Kwara is suffering. Deploy your men. Deploy your men. Let them take back that state. We are slowly seeing Brunu. Slowly. Deploy your men. Deploy your men. Deploy your men. There are kids in that video. There are mothers in that video. Deploy your men, please.
The Nigerian Senate has reignited debate over electoral transparency after approving an amendment to the Electoral Act that retains manual transmission of results as a backup option. The controversy stems from an earlier push by civil society groups, political parties and some lawmakers demanding that real-time electronic transmission of polling unit results be made mandatory to curb fraud, strengthen credibility. The Senate has now settled on a Plan B clause that allows manual transmission if technology is said to fail. Critics warn this compromise could undermine efforts to promote transparency and leave room for manipulation ahead of the 2027 general elections. Well, this morning, joining us to discuss the ongoing controversy, especially now that you've seen the budget that has been presented to the Senate by INEC, is the convener of the Revolution Now movement, who's here live with us in the studio. We do have Mr. Omoyele Sowore live. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And also joining us in our studio in Abuja is human rights and electoral reform advocate Peter Aka joins us as well. Good morning to you, Peter.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's start off this conversation. We'll start off from the studio here in Lagos. So let's go straight to you, Mr. Omoyele Sowore. That will be our first point of conversation. And the question simply is, now that we have a Plan B, what does this mean for the 2027 elections? There are fears that, okay, since there's Plan B, the powers that be who do not want growth and progress will find a way to undermine, especially the internet, from working on that day so as to direct all the entire protocol or, the elections to head to Plan B rather than Plan A.
But what is interesting is that this particular provision of the law already existed. It's nothing new. And the Beavers machine that's going to be used to upload this result instantaneously also already has its own Plan B. So there's no reason for a Plan B. The Plan B is simple. The Beavers machine will snap a result that has already been processed at the polling unit and keep it in its memory. And then we'll be searching for internet connectivity. So whenever the Beavers machine is close to any kind of internet connection, it would upload direct to IREV. So there's no need for a Plan B. All you need to do is to make sure that the Beavers machine is programmed to go to. So let's assume that in several of these places you can't transmit immediately. You can still transmit as soon as the Beavers machine finds connectivity. It's as simple as that. So there's no need for Plan B. And the Plan B is already there anyway. What they are calling Plan B is from EC8. That is what is going to be inside of Beavers machine to be transmitted to IREV. The only argument here is that how soon can you get to IREV so that the public can see it? And that's what people are asking for, that the longer it takes and the more there is a loophole, most likely they will capitalize on that loophole to rig the election and produce different results and tell you when you get to court, which is where this is all about. They are trying to expunge the word mandatory from the Electoral Act. To make it, if you make it mandatory, then whatever they bring cannot override what is already inside the memory of the Beavers machine. And last time in 2022 they did something. The same issue could have been resolved. But the moment they knew that they were doing something shady, they went and reprogrammed the Beavers for the next election, which was happening, I think, a week or two after that. And told everybody, we're sorry, there's no memory anymore in the Beavers machine. So I'm just explaining this to Nigeria. That's the technical side of it that most people don't know, that there's no need for a Plan B. It's already part of what Beavers can do, because your Beavers machine is, as I keep saying, is a bimodal device. It has an offline and online side to it. The offline is the preloaded voter information, and that is brought up when it's activated. That one doesn't require. So the screenshotting of, this is just a screenshot of what has already been done in paper. And that is why, as much as I'm interested in this Beaver story, I am of the more radical view that we should be talking about electronic voting at this point, like they're doing in India, which is going to eliminate manipulation of physical paperwork. Because at the end, what you get from even Beaver's transmission is what has already been processed on that. So if it is rigged, it's what garbage.
Let's bring Peter into the conversation as well. Mr. Shore has explained in detail what the beavers should look like and how the beavers should function. But Peter, we've seen you at the forefront of protests, asking and demanding for electoral reforms, particularly with the section that talks about transmission in real time. Now, there's been some sort of an adjustment. Are you still going to go ahead with the protest?
Definitely. In fact, at this point, it should be a national mobilization by Nigerians against elements in government who are hell-bent on subverting the will of the people. It is now clear that a section of persons in government, particularly persons in the ruling party, are doing everything to assault democracy and ensure that the will of the people do not prevail. Because what level of mischief will make a National Assembly who should be helping to ensure that there is transparency and accountability in the electoral process begin to argue on a position that INEC, the electoral umpire, has already concluded? The issue of electronic transmission of result and electronic technology is already foreclosed by INEC. Even as far back as 2019, you can watch and listen to videos by the outgone INEC chairman Mahmoud Yakubu, who, by the way, has been confirmed to become an ambassador today, that INEC has done all their feasibility studies and have been prepared for electronic transmission of results in real time and only needed a law to back it up. The only reason why the 10th Assembly led by Godswill Akpabio is putting a caveat is because they rely on that caveat to do whatever they need to do during the elections. INEC has presented a budget of over 800 billion, and according to that budget, they have earmarked about 200 billion for electronic technology. I beg Nigerians in the name of God, what technology is INEC preparing for with 200 billion? If the Senate President does not believe in the capacity of our Nigerian telcos, MTN and all of them, INEC should immediately go into a partnership with Starlink. We have about 177,000 polling units across Nigeria. A deal to provide Starlink in real time in all polling units will take less than 100 billion. Because as far as 2027 is concerned, we will not leave transmission of result to the discretion of INEC. It was the same issue that caused the glitches in 2023. Until date, we do not have an explanation to what caused the glitch. So we will not allow the 10th Assembly to ensure that they capture and begin to take Nigeria hostage with a clause that will only aid and sustain electoral malpractice and rigging. And just as Comrade Showore said, India, a country that has more than 300 million registered voters, do not only do electronic transmission, they do electronic voting. The voting population in India is almost more than the total number of persons in Nigeria. And we are saying that this issue is already concluded by INEC. Why is the Senate arguing on behalf of the electoral umpire? So as it is today, we are mobilizing and calling on all Nigerians, civil society, opposition leaders, including people like Oga Showore and everybody. Nigerians must insist. Whatever that the Senate President is doing, they are playing a script from the villa. President Tinubu has been quiet, but it's not neutral. They want to drag this thing to the end of February so that at the end it becomes late and stale. We must reject it. Every Nigerian must ensure that our votes must count, and it must begin by getting the new bill to be passed, and not just passed without mischief.
You want civil society leaders like Mr. Showore and others to join in the protest. We did see that His Excellency Peter Obi joined you. We saw that Mr. Rotimi Amechi, His Excellency Mr. Rotimi Amechi joined you as well. What is the importance of these political leaders, joining you? Because there are those who have advocated against this, saying that it might in some measure be politicized. So what is the importance, or do you see the importance in these political leaders joining you?
Everybody should be political in a country. I mean, these are the persons who contested elections in 2023. When they lost, they all were headed to the court, meaning they disagreed with the outcome of that election, meaning somebody did not do something well and they believed in their capacities to win such that they contested the outcome of that election. So it is only natural that if as leaders in the opposition, you believe that a system must be made efficient for the vote of the people to count and not repeat the same shenanigans of last year, then you will be at the forefront. Because let us not forget that the same President Tinubu who is in power today, in 2014, they were on the streets on the same issue, holding INEC by the jugular. Tinubu protested, Buhari protested, Lai Mohammed Odigio Yegun, the former APC chairman, So therefore, today as it is, the persons who want to lead Nigeria must prove that it is not all about just winning an election, but that you mean well enough for this country to stand with the people. The Nigerian people have experienced tremendous voter apathy. We cannot have a situation where 93 million persons, according to INEC, will register to vote. 87 million will receive PVCs, and less than 30 million will come out to vote. Mr. Bola Tinubu is seated in the villa with less than 9 million votes. In what examination does a person score less than 50% and is promoted to the next class? It only happens in Nigeria, where a person will have a mandate of less than 20% or 25% of the country. So any person who is well-meaning, it does not matter whether they say we are political, we are not political, everybody must come out and fight for the benefits and the survival of Nigeria. If the persons who are destroying Nigeria are in a political party, why should those who are fighting for a better Nigeria not also take a political position? So this is not about political parties, this is not it is just about well-meaning Nigerians who are sick and tired of being sick and tired, coming together to mobilize and say enough. The foundation of our democracy are free, fair and credible elections. There is no country where votes count, where leaders will continue to act irresponsibly. There is no country where votes count, where more than 100 persons will be killed in Kwara, and instead of the president to visit Kwara, he rather attended the wedding of a minister for state for defense. We say enough. We must hold leaders accountable, beginning from the ballot box and then strengthen our institutions. So all Nigerians of goodwill who mean well for this country are a part of this demand. Let our votes count. Forget about political parties now.
Thank you very much, Peter. Let's bring the conversation back to our studio here. Mr. Shore, you've been part and parcel of electioneering. I remember you in June 12, 1993, which is adjudged to be the freest and fairest elections in Nigeria's history. Now, let's fast forward to present-day Nigeria. Yesterday at the Senate in Abuja, the new helmsman at INEC, Professor Joash Omofita, defended what will be Nigeria's most expensive elections, 800 billion plus. And they say to whom much is given, much is expected. Now that we've thrown so much money at it, and there's a new man whose CV looks quite good on paper, but has yet to be battle tested. What are your expectations? Are you hopeful that, you know, perhaps we might get to the same heights we got to in 1993, looking 40 years down the line, 30 years?
Well, I'm one of the leaders of political parties who met with Professor Omofita, and I can tell you that he's not tested yet, and he seems to still be revealing in what I think is absolute naivete about the electoral system in Nigeria. He was just there talking and listening to himself. When I told him when I was leaving the meeting, I said, I've heard that you are a priest, you've been a lawyer, a university professor, but you never had this kind of job before. So you better go and work, because we're there with all these political parties, they were praising him as usual. And I told them, these same guys praise your predecessor. They praise everybody that sits on your seat. That's almost the nature of Nigerians. So my worry is that he came in at the time that they had already set up INEC to do whatever they want to do. It was the last part of the jigsaw puzzle that came and sat on that seat. I don't see him doing much. It's always also up to the Nigerian people to determine whether they want free and fair elections. There's never been that INEC, as we know it now, the electoral body as an institution, ever done free and fair elections before. Except even during June 12th, it was only free and fair because the military wasn't expecting the Nigerian people to stand for free and fair elections.
So when you say only Nigerians can determine if they want free and fair elections, in what way and what can they do? Because I believe many Nigerians want free, fair and credible elections.
Oh, absolutely. What I find very interesting about Nigerians is that even though progressively they've lost interest in electioneering, I think they're still interested in democracy. And that's why you see the excitement. I think it's a last piece of our ego that's still alive. It's like, you know, I'm going to, even if it is misguided or misplaced, that I can choose who is going to be my leader or who is going to rule over me. So that means that people have to get back interested in the democratic process, genuinely interested in democratic process. When I say democratic process is not elections alone. That's some big mistake people make. You can actually elect someone who may not be your choice and decide democratically to stand on the day of his swearing in and say you don't want him anymore. He will never be sworn in. People don't notice that you can vote with several parts of your body. You can vote with your brain, your tongue, and you can vote with your feet. And that is where protest politics comes in. And I'm glad that Peter is talking about politics. And it was great to see politicians become protesters. They used to mock us. When in 2023, the Labour Party was rigged out of the election. And they were complaining to me. I said, go and protest. If Peter Obi had led a protest in 2023, we probably would have had a different outcome, because all his obedient members said they want to protest. You have to protest. Even the judiciary do listen to protests when they are making decisions. Judges are part of the society. But if you don't protest, you let them do whatever they want to do with regards to the outcome of the results. So now that they have realized that protest is necessary to fight for things, they're welcome. Even though, I don't like the fact that they only protest when it affects their interests, personally, which makes it look like they're very selfish people. You want to see them protest for other things too. You want to see them protest for education, protest against fuel, scarcity.
But Mr. President
prices.
Protested for fuel subsidy, him, Tunde Bakari, the Occupy Nigeria protest.
That's what I'm saying, but you knew that when they were doing fuel subsidy protests, they already set their sight on 2015 election. That was what that protest eventually turned out to be. They already knew that the outcome of Occupy Nigeria would take them close to what they have always wanted. And also, the protest that led to 2023 was NSAS. Politicians did not protest, but they hijacked the NSAS gains. Some on the right, some on the left. So this time around, whatever protests were going, because it looks to me in recent history that a seismic shift happens almost after a major uprising. So if there's going to be another one, then we should manage the outcome, because the politicians are so smart, very shrewd. I won't call it smartness, but, very shrewd, deceptive, and very manipulative when it comes to hijacking the gains of mass uprising.
So do you think the politicians who are currently joining will maybe hijack the gains of these protests?
Why do you think they're joining? They want to be seen as aligning with the people. This is probably Amaechi's first protest. They used to tell me that he protested in the university. But you could tell that when he got there, it was something new, you don't come to a protest just like the emir of...
with security details.
and bodyguards, And same thing with Peter Obi. He just dropped his and then he turned back and said goodbye to everybody, please. You've seen me, I've marked the register. But it's a good starting point.
Unlike you, where, we have videos of you even running to ensure that
tear gas.
You avoid, because you are fully involved, right?
You see, people don't understand that when you want to do a protest, you have to make sure it's successful. So if you see me going to a protest and I'm wearing agbada, I'm not ready for a protest. But if you see me wearing sneakers, jeans, it means that if you are displaced in one place, you have to move to the other place. That eventually became the most successful protest, the nnamdi Kanu protest, because we were able to relocate from Transcorp, where the police had already laid siege, and arrested the leaders. If I had been arrested by 8 a.m., the protest would have just ended right there. Okay. But because we relocated to different parts of the city, it became a very, very successful protest. There were flight disruptions, and the government would never, never forget that protest. So that's how to protest. They should come to our school and learn how to protest.
Okay. All right, let me go back to Peter. There is a major concern here. Peter, you were live with us here in the studios in Lagos. And during that conversation, I think, was it last week or thereabout, you had mentioned, like a seer, that you're certain that INEC would bring a bloated budget of 1 trillion naira. That's what you said. But this morning, as we speak, there's 873 billion naira that INEC has presented before the Senate, getting ready for the 2027 elections. I would like to hear your take before we come back to the studio to hear Mr. Shore's take on the budget. But what's your take on 873 billion naira compared to what was in 2023?
Governance in Nigeria is organized criminality. Because you need to go and look at the details of the budgets of almost every agency, not only INEC. And then, is it not a shame that in Nigeria, we budget these huge sums of money? For Mahmoud Yakubu in 2023, it was about 300 and something billion with another supplementary budget. And then now, Amupito is taking about 870 billion. This is for 2026. INEC will still have another budget for 2027. If INEC needs a supplementary budget for the election, it will be added. But guess what? We spend these billions of naira on a charade, and then we all then sit and wait for the judiciary to pick our leaders. That is the judicialization of democracy in Nigeria, where people spend money on a fraudulent process that nobody, people, even those who are contesting, do not believe in, because they know they are also saving enough money to now head to the tribunal to begin to exchange hands with judges and all of that. So we will ask the question, when INEC says we are spending 200 billion on electronic technology, what exactly are the details of electronic technology? Who approves this budget and what exactly do they do? Mind you that throughout INEC's elections every year, I have mentioned it in videos on my platform, different companies, some trade companies and all of that have been awarded contracts in the tone of hundreds of millions going to billions to provide electronic technology. If in 2023 persons were given those contracts and somehow there was a glitch, my brothers and my sister, which of those companies or contractors were taken to court? Which of them have been invited to explain to Nigerians the money that was released to you by INEC? What exactly did it do and why did it fail? Who are the contractors handling projects in INEC? What is the transparency and the bidding process? Are we sure that it is not politicians who have been given contract to print electoral sensitive, so-called sensitive materials? How is INEC spending the money that is given to it? What independent body is auditing INEC? Are you sure if we carry out a thorough audit on INEC, we will not see the hand of Jacob and the voice of Esau screaming in INEC? It is a lot that is going on in Nigeria. We are looking for more than 200 trillion in NNPC. NIMASA is there, the Ministry of Power is there. If Nigerians do not fix this election issue by 2027, the criminality in government will be consolidated on. And that is why for me, I'm pleading with everybody in opposition, we must unite at this point. Civil society, Nigeria, everybody must see how we can build areas of consensus and build bridges to work together. Imagine, a Nigeria where you can see maybe a Showore Senate presidency and an Obi or any other candidate presidency. Imagine people working together, finding common ground to work together, because all of these figures and things you are seeing are figures and documents of absolute criminality. But you can never hold anybody to account as far as these same persons are still in government. That is why for me, my focus is elections. We must fix that one.
All right. Just to piggyback off what Peter has said, he said his focus is on election, even though the protest is to ensure that the transmission is done in real time. And that was also a sentiment you shared earlier, when he said this is not your actual focus, that your major focus will be on elections. And when we come back from this break, I'd like you to explain what you mean by your focus being on the elections. For our YouTube audience, please drop your comments and your thoughts in the chat box. We're streaming via News Central TV Live, and we'll be right back to continue this conversation after the break. Welcome back to Breakfast Central. We're still looking at the elections, the requirement for electoral reforms ahead of 2027. And we're still joined this morning by the convener of Revolution Now movement, Omoyele Sowore, as well as human rights and electoral reform advocate Peter Aka, who's joining us virtually from our studio in Abuja. Before we went on the break, Peter was talking about how his focus isn't just about electoral reforms, but elections. And at the start of this conversation, that was also a line that you shared. When you say that your focus is on the elections itself, what do you mean?
Well, first, let me correct one thing Peter said. He was saying that, I want to see Nigeria of Sowore setting president. No, Sowore is not going to be a setting president and will be your president. It's Showore's presidency and Obi's retirement. I want to retire all the politicians who have put this country in the condition that it is today. And that's why I welcome them when they start protesting, because this is just their start. The people who are doing the heavy lifting in making the country are the ones who deserve to run and lead it, including Peter himself. And that's what I told Peter when we got to the reason I didn't come the first day is I don't want to hear that we protest and when it's time for election you recommend the people who sit back and comfort in their home to lead you. And when they misrule the heavy lifting, when they misrule the country, you call Sowore out again as if we're grass cutters. So I want to correct that. But the second aspect of it when I talk about election is not that, you see, one thing you must understand is that Nigerians are progressively moved away from election. This last 2023 election had, in the history of Nigeria, the lowest participation. 28% of registered voters participated in election. That's telling you that people no longer believe in elections. But election, as I see it, is one of the alternatives for my own revolutionary idea of taking this.
So guys, I'm quickly going to take you through some of the reactions from Nigerians as regards to Tinubu visiting or attending a cultural festival in Kebbi State, the same Kebbi where terrorists came and abducted the much they could. Now, Nigerians are in the den of terrorists. They are busy parading their videos on the social media and Tinubu is elsewhere. Since Tinubu returned from Turkey, he didn't deem it necessary to even address Nigerians as a result of the systemic or an endemic, terrorism attacks people have been experiencing. Many people have died, many people have been in the den of these terrorists, and what he feels convenient for himself is his political career. He decided to go to Kebbi State. All this for politics. INEC has given dates of the election. The presidential election is February, so it's just like a year to go. Tinubu is making all effort to attend political gatherings just for his own selfish interest. So guys, this thing happened in Kebbi. Nigerians, when are you people going to stand up to reject this kind of leadership that is just concerned about themselves? You see that many people are in IDP camps. I mean, many people have been deserted. Many people are in IDP camps. It is time for Nigerians to say we can no longer allow, no matter how INEC wants to manipulate it, we can no longer allow this kind of people to find themselves again into power. Now, see how this person reacted to Tinubu visiting Kebbi amidst Nigerians, including children, being in the hands of terrorists. This person said he's not interested in safeguarding lives and properties of Nigeria. If we fail to fling him out of Aso Rock next election, then we don't have the moral ground to criticize this lameness. Honestly, this person here now said the people moving or going around with Tinubu are all bunch of criminals and barbarians. So no one could tell him, please go and rest and take care of yourself. A man that cannot stand for 1 hour, it's a pity. And this other person here says city boy is catching fish while terrorists are catching his citizens. Waiting those terrorists self they do way them no fit catch them. These people way then they do them. Okay, this person she na him won't go face them ni. The man that has been working tirelessly for this country, and all the people do is slaying him. And all you people do is to slay him. He is Jagaban for a reason. Relax, Jagaban will fix it, okay? And this person say he leaves national anthem. Okay, he leaves national anthem. He gave Nigerians to be singing on your mandate. We really need to remove APC. Okay, he leaves national anthem. He gave Nigerians to be singing on your mandate. Everybody here is an enemy of Nigeria progress. They are heartless and evil. I mean, everybody there, these people, everything has become politicized in Nigeria. The kind jazz Tinubu use on Nigerian is a pro-max level, the highest level of docile population in the world history. I mean, this person makes sense, honestly. His problem does not include Nigeria. He just wants to be president. So, guys, it is really heartbreaking to see that Nigerians have got to be experiencing all this. This person say, never seen a leader that is as insensitive as this Tinubu. It's quite pathetic that he is what we have to deal with for another year. And this other person here said, that's the useless people you want to waste sympathy and prey on. This person here is a Boko Haram, the fact-check Nigerian government. Hey, God, what is happening in the country? I still maintain my stance as a reasonable Igbo man. Support Biafra. Biafra is freedom. All man go find him square root. Else he go hard. If city boys bring back, we go still chop am. Okay, if they bring money, you will still chop am. Those ones there are there on their own. Later you will hear they have been rescued. Then they tell all this the sew uniform we sew. Then the coastal boss will bring we print logo, go the station, camera crew. Another story. We are all in deep crisis. Fishers of me. As he has fished city boys from the east, he is focusing on the north now. Focusing on the north. Nigeria is gone. These people don't care about anyone or anything happening in the country. The lives of the citizens mean nothing to them. Who puts on them went to catch fish too? Politics, oh my God. Reinforcing this failure in 2027 may likely reduce the population of Nigeria drastically. And this person is a government insensitive is mind-blowing. When will this unchallenged policy stop? Honestly, No other administration in recent history has been this unconcerned about its people and welfare, waiting concerned but with people where them kidnap. So guys, these are reactions from Nigerians. It's so heartbreaking to see that Tinubu had the guts to visit Kebbi State amidst terrorism everywhere. Tinubu cannot go to IDP camps. If he's going to go, he might want to do it now that politics has set in, you know. But as for empathy, that's one thing that the Nigerian politicians lack. You know, lack of empathy, self-centeredness, greed, all about them. Because tell me how somebody like Hope Uzodinma was actually in that gathering. I heard he's no longer governor of Imo State because he's always in Abuja. He's 24 hours in Abuja. Hope Uzodinma. He has left Imo State. He's not even the one governing because he's always in Abuja. Look at him now in Kebbi State. This is what Tinubu has reduced governance into. So guys, I don't know what you make of this. Let me know in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification for more. Thank you.